All right, hey friends, telecasting to you from East Nashville, Tennessee. Man, I'm happy to be spending my late morning with you here on Saturday. Don't have anything really planned for the day. It's nice to have the weekends off. I try to take Saturdays and Sundays off. I hope you guys are doing great. Thanks so much for all the kind comments that you guys left on the Steve Mackey interview. I know these videos like that really, they don't get as many views as the pentatonic scale, but it's fun to do that, and I'm going to do more of those. And so I'm meeting with Young Tom tomorrow up at the Underdog around 4:30. We're going to be testing out some equipment for the podcast that's coming soon. So that'll be a different YouTube channel, but we'll be sneaking some things in to kind of funnel some people over to check out the podcast. I'm just going to be interviewing a bunch of creative people in Nashville, not necessarily music, just a bunch of my friends that are awesome creative people here that have built businesses, and it could be anything from chefs to musicians to entrepreneurs to whatever, just any colorful characters that we think would be good to get on camera. So that'll be fun. Had a great day yesterday with Uncle Larry, Shannon Forrest, and Tim Lauer, working with an artist from New York, doing a record out at Shannon's place, way out in the country, south of Nashville. It's so nice to jump in the car. I love to drive, and that's where I listen to the majority of music, is in the car. So I love to take a drive out into the country, and it was really awesome going to his studio. He's just a genius, and not to mention one of the greatest drummers walking the planet. He plays with Toto and Michael McDonald, and has worked with Donald Fagen, and played on every record, every artist that you can imagine throughout the years. He grew up in a studio and knows how to. He said he was 4 years old and sleeping under the console at his dad's studio in South Carolina, and so he learned how to engineer. He learned how to play the drums. He was playing on sessions in Nashville with the Masters when he was a teenager, and learned how to rebuild gear and just the whole thing. He's a Renaissance man, and he's only not much older than I am. I think he's 50 years old. So pretty amazing day, just learning and hanging with those guys, and it's like a therapy session. You just, it turns into talking about life and and everybody just sharing their thoughts and feelings with each other. It's crazy. So it's a beautiful thing, and it's a closed door environment. So I put a little sneak preview, behind the scenes thing up just for you guys to check out, just to get the vibe of some of this stuff. I'm gonna keep doing more of this. I got the gimbal. I'm gonna learn how to start doing some video stuff, and at least get to where I can do some stuff for fun that's just not terrible. Anyway, hey guys, look, I wanted to share something with you today. Everything I just played in this kind of swampy, blues style. I've got the reverb turned up on the amp a little bit. I've got my tone knob rolled down just a little on the front pickup here. This is a 69 335. A bunch of people have been asking about the headstock. So in this year, they just put a stamp up here. It wasn't a true inlay, so it just fell out. And so I kind of like it. I mean, it's kind of cool. At least I know this one's mine, right? And so I was doing a session with Victor Krause, who's Alison Krause's brother. He's an amazing bass player and a really cool guy. We were doing a session years and years ago, and I said, man, I'd really like to have a good 335. We were talking about guitars because he's a great guitar player and keyboard player as well. And he's a big Led Zeppelin fan. And so he said, man, I just traded a great 335 in down at Gruen's, and I got a Les Paul. And so the next day I went down there and bought this one, and it's been a good one. And so I got the tremolo really cranked on this thing. I'll get to a little thing about that in just a second with the tremolo. But this is the same year that Larry Carlton loves. And I went to Memphis with this guitar, and the guys at the Memphis Gibson shop said the same guy that signed the inside of this one is the same guy that signed Larry Carlton's. So apparently this is from the same builder or the same inspector or whatever that guy is that signs that in there from Larry Carlton. So that's kind of a fun fact. Another thing about tremolo, you'll notice if I'm doing this with tremolo, you know, if I'm going, you know, or if I'm playing a bunch of notes with the tremolo on, you're not going to hear it. You've got to let some stuff ring. Okay, so you see when I let the notes okay, well, when you let the chord ring, you can really hear the tremolo engage. So just remember, to really hear the tremolo, you got to let the chord ring. So getting back to this kind of swamp, I'm going to call this the swamp blues. And it is in a minor pentatonic, but we're not necessarily thinking like real G minor. You know, it's kind of a nebulous, like, it's more like a dominant 7 without the major third. So think of this as its own sort of vibe. I'm going to call it the swamp vibe, right? Handling swamp dweller vibes. And so you know who you are. Anyway, so all I'm doing is playing the minor pentatonic in G, but I'm massaging it a little bit and manipulating it in a way to make it sound like, to hopefully sound like music. So when I go to the G, when I'm playing over the G, I'm starting on, you know, I'm going to be using these notes. Which is your G minor pentatonic. But there's a way to play it to where it sounds more musical. So if I start on, say, the 4, you know, I'm going to go. That's a phrase, right? So we need to be thinking in phrases, which means you got to break this up and know when to stop and start. So that's my vibe, that's my sound. phrase. If I start on the 5. If I start on the 1. So we're basically bouncing between the 2 octaves to resolve to the 1. There's going from the D to the G. Okay, now I jumped up to the big bar chord position. So try to think in phrases like what would be cool, you know? I try to say something, right? I'm just messing around here, but you know. Okay, so if I'm, and I could really work something out here that would be cool. But so I'm just messing around. But so when I go to the 4 chord, I'm going to emphasize the note that's in the chord. So if I go to C, yeah, let's start on G. Now when I go to C, I'm just playing that bass note so you can hear it, but that'd be the C. I'm still playing G minor pentatonic. But I'm going to land, I'm going to emphasize that C note because that now is the chord I'm on, right? Let's go back to G. See? So I'm emphasizing that note. Back to G. If I go to D, I'm still playing the G minor pentatonic. But I'm going to land on that D because I'm emphasizing the note that's in the chord that I'm going to. It's a very simple concept, but I understand that it takes a long time to get your head around that and your fingers around this. So if I wanted to add a note that's not in the G minor pentatonic over that D chord, because A is an acceptable note in D over D7. Then go right back to the G. So start with as few notes as possible and just try to create these little phrases like this. If I'm going check that out. So all I'm doing here, it might look like I'm doing a lot, but I'm holding the bass note down so you can hear the chord change, which I think is something you should just, kind of start checking out. I mean, you want to be able to hold the bass note down so you can hear the change, right? So if I go, it makes for a lot cooler guitar playing rather than playing. If you play single notes without the bass note assigned to it, it could be a lot of different things. So we have to really establish the tonal center when you're playing. A lot of guys, I can't tell when they're changing chords and stuff. So you got to really make it obvious, and that's targeting these notes. So look, guys, not a long lesson. I'm gonna go out and try to get some exercise, try to get some stuff done. We'll keep you posted on what happens tomorrow. Maybe we'll do a little fun behind the scenes messing around. Thanks for being supportive and let me kind of be creative with this channel. It's not all put your fingers right here to play the guitar stuff. We want to do interviews. We want to get, this is music. This is our life. This is not just here's some free videos to learn how to play the guitar. I've got courses for everything that people are asking as far as, hey man, if you ask me a specific question, I don't mind answering a few things, but if it's about guitar playing, you got to do a private lesson or sign up for one of my courses. That's what helps me make a living. These videos are free, and so I love doing them. But when you start asking me really specific questions, it's like I'm giving you this, right? So the real in-depth one-on-one dialing into your specific needs is going to be a private lesson, an immersion experience, or Artist Works, right? Which Artist Works has video exchange learning, which I've been doing with people for 10 or 12 years. And so just a little push up on that. I know I'm not trying to be a hard ass, but I gotta continue making a living to keep having the freedom to do this. If I have to go out and play with a pop country band, I'm not going to have time to do these videos. So please help me from doing that. No, that's not going to happen. Trust me. We're past that point. So great music, great people. Good money is always a bonus, and anything past that is just having fun and enjoying our life. So look, guys, thanks a million. You know who you are. I appreciate it, and we'll see you really, really soon. All right, take care. Bye.